In contrast to popular practice, the original observance in the land of Israel, as testified by the author of the Shulchan Aruch, Rav Yosef Karo, is that the people of Israel do put on tefillin, they do put on phylacteries during the intermediate days of the holiday. They are nonetheless called Hul HaMu'ed, the mundane days of the holiday. And the only reason it became an increasingly widespread practice to abstain from observing this Torah commandment is because sometime near the time of Rav Yosef Karo, this is post-13th century, people uncovered a passage in the Zohar, a post-Talmudic book of mysticism. So sometime around between the 13th century and the time of Rav Yosef Karo in the 16th century, they found a passage in the Zohar which teaches about how detrimental that putting tefillin on during the intermediate days of Sukkot or Passover could be. And therefore, they, for the most part, have abandoned observing this biblical command during that time period. They would say, but just as on Shabbat we don't put on tefillin, because Shabbat is the sign, and so also during the intermediate days of the holiday, the lulav is the sign. Well, don't forget that the lulav, the etrogim, the arba'at minim, the 4 species that we celebrate with during the intermediate time of the holiday, is rabbinically ordained. It's only a biblical commandment during the first day of Sukkot. So no, it does not take the place of tefillin. And the Rambam clearly distinguishes tefillin as one of the things that you're allowed to write professionally during Hol HaMoed, because it is among the things that are necessitated by Hol HaMoed, since they are Hol, mundane days. Another small factoid, contrary to popular practice, in the understanding of the Rambam, as brought in the Mishneh Torah, anytime you go into a Sukka and you sit down, you should say the blessing, Baruch Atah Hashem, blessed are you Hashem, ... who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to sit or dwell in the Sukkah. And that is any time you're going there to sit, if you are of the male species, regardless of whether or not you're going to be eating. Also, just as you make in the regular evening, morning, and afternoon prayers during the intermediate days, you make a little addition in the third to last blessing, called w-yavo, as we mentioned already. You make that same addition in the third of the 4 short blessings of the grace after eating a bread-based meal, the Birkat HaMazon. So don't forget to make that same w-yavo addition to the third blessing of Birkat HaMazon, the blessing that is recited after a bread-based meal. So I hope this was informative and helpful. Wish you guys a Chag Sameach, a happy holiday. May you merit many years and goodly occasions. Shalom uvracha from Hebron, the city of our patriarchs.
אבא, אני עוזב את השטויות, עזוב אותי מתאהבות כסף בנות. אכפת, חושבים עליי. למי שלא מבין עברית, I don't